Hello, and welcome to a tutorial on work order management in the VinPilot software. In this tutorial, we will go step by step through the creation, assignment, and management of work orders to make your work processes more efficient. To begin with, it should be mentioned that you have two options for creating work orders in the VinPilot software. The first option is to create your work order in the Tasks area by simply clicking on the plus symbol. Or option 2 if you are already in a batch by clicking on the New Work Order function button. Let's start with option 1, creating the work order in the Tasks area. Clicking on Tasks takes you to the VinPilot software's task management. All open work orders are displayed here at the start. You can choose from 6 buttons to categorize your work orders. Let's go from left to right. The All button shows you all the work orders that you have created in the VinPilot software and have not cancelled. These are color-coded in the list. Open orders in green, due orders in yellow, overdue orders in orange, done orders in grey, and orders that cannot proceed in red. Here, as in all other lists in the software, you also have the option of showing and hiding your desired columns and filtering them. The order numbers you see here can be given a prefix, which you can define in the global settings. With the Open button, the software shows you all work orders that are open, that are to be carried out in the near future, due, that must be carried out today, and overdue, that should already have been carried out. The Due button displays all work orders that are due today, are already overdue, or cannot be proceed at the moment, also color-coded. The Overdue button then only displays the overdue work orders. You also have the Done button, where all completed work orders are displayed, and the Cancelled button, where only the cancelled work orders are displayed. If you have created several users and assigned work orders to them, you can not only view your own work orders with one click, but also the work orders of your other users. You can of course filter these again. To create a work order, click on the plus symbol and a new window will open. This window is divided into 2 sections, Basic Info and Specific Data. You can choose from 7 different work order types. Let's start with the General Order. In the General Order, orders can be created that may be important for your operational processes. For example, the filter ration of a wine, checking the grapes on delivery, pressing grapes, stock control. A general order can be related to a specific batch or tank. However, if there is no specific reference to a batch or tank, this can be omitted. The required fields marked with a red asterisk are necessary for a work order. In this case, the type, the assignee person, and the scheduled date. Once you have entered all the relevant data, click on the Save icon and the work order will be created for you. It is now listed as open in your work order management. Let's move on to the next possible work order, the Analysis Measurement Work Order. In this order, you can assign a responsible person to carry out analyses on a batch. Firstly, you fill in the required basic information again. You then define the batch in which you want to carry out the analysis. You have 2 options for this. The first option is to make the selection directly in the window. Click on the arrow to display all batches in your wine cellar. You also have the option of searching for a specific batch, a tank, or a wine category. Alternatively, you can use the second option to select the batch in the tank or cellar view. Here you also have the option of selecting several batches. Then select which analysis or analyses are to be carried out in the selected batches. All analyses that you have specified in the analysis definitions are displayed here. After saving the work order, a work order is created for each selected batch. These work orders are displayed in the Task Management area on the one hand, but also directly in the batch if there is a reference to a batch. By clicking on a referenced batch, this order is displayed in the Work Order widget. Let's move on to the next possible work order, blending. After filling in the required fields, you can select the tank to be blended by selecting the cellar view or tank table. This tank can either be empty or already contain a batch. After confirming the target tank, you can select the desired batch that you want to fill into the target tank by clicking in the tank table or cellar view. You can then specify how many litres from the selected batches should be filled into the target tank. The pie chart visualizes how the batch is made up at the end. You can also obtain a percentage based on your entries. Once complete, Click on the Save icon to create your work order. The next order in our list is the Cleaning Work Order. After completing the required fields, you can select one or more tanks that need to be cleaned. After selecting the dirty tanks in the seller view or the tank table, a separate work order is created for each tank to be cleaned by saving and displayed in the order management list. The next work order in our list is the Treatment Agent Work Order. After selecting the assignee person and the planned date, you have the option of selecting the treatment products that you would like to add to your batches. Each product you select has been created by you in the settings in the Products area. In this area, you now also have the option of uploading documents for each product and saving a procedure name and a procedure description. This means that when you print out the work orders for the treatment products, you can also print out the procedure description. Once you have selected the desired treatment products, you can select the tanks to which you want to add the products. You can do this either via the quick menu or in the seller view or tank table. Here you also have the option of using the predefined standard dosage or customizing the dosage according to your wishes. By clicking on the Save symbol, a treatment product order is then created for each selected batch and displayed in the list. Now we come to the last two work orders, racking and splitting. As you already know, with racking, the entire batch is filled into another tank. To do this, it is necessary to select a tank with a batch and a target tank. When splitting, on the other hand, only a certain part of the batch is split between empty tanks. You can select several target tanks and specify the desired volume for each tank. Click on the Save icon to create the desired work order for you. Once you have created your work orders and assigned them to your employees or users during the order creation process, you can also manage your work orders. You can do this using the three buttons that are displayed in each work order. The first button is the Print button. Here you can print the work order as a PDF by clicking on the button. If you want to print a treatment agent work order as a PDF, you also have the option of including the treatment procedures in the printout. If you want to print several work orders on one PDF, you can either select each individual order or click on this box to select all work orders and print them as a PDF. The PDF printout then contains all the relevant information for the work order, including the batch number, tank number, order number, and much more. You can then print this out and hand it to your employees. The second button is the button for editing the order. Changes can be made to the work order here. For example, the person responsible can be changed or the planned date can be altered. In the case of a racking or splitting order, the target tanks can also be changed again. You also have the option of deleting the work order, which removes it completely from the database. Alternatively, you can also cancel it, which results in it being displayed in the list of cancelled work orders. In this case, however, you have the option of reactivating a cancelled order by clicking on it. The Cannot Continue button can be used if, for example, treatment products are not in stock or a transfer cannot take place due to a technical problem. Here you can change the work order to Cannot Continue and leave a comment explaining why it cannot be carried out at the moment. The Cannot Continue work orders are then highlighted in red in the list. Here too, you have the option of changing this work order back to open once the pump has been repaired, for example. The other buttons that are still visible when processing the work order are the Finalize Order button and the Save button. Before we explain how to finalize the work order, we would like to explain the second option for creating a work order in the batch in more detail. If you want to create a work order in a batch, click on the corresponding batch. You then have the option of pressing the New Work Order button to access the same menu that you are already familiar with. There, you can again select all types of work orders for the batch, and the process for creating a work order remains identical. There is also another tool available in the batch menu. By clicking on the icon for blending, racking, splitting, and adding treatment agents, you can convert the process into a work order. All work orders that are assigned to a specific batch are also displayed in the Work Orders widget for the batch. This widget is structured identically to the tasks area that we have already presented to you. Here you again have the option of managing your work orders, print, edit, and finalize. If you want to complete your work order visually in the VinPilot software, you have two options. Option 1 in the task area or option 2 directly in the batch. Click on Finalize Work Order and a window will open. Here you have the option to make adjustments if changes have occurred during the work order or if adjustments are required due to stock levels. For example, if you receive an error message for a treatment product order due to treatment products that are no longer in stock, you have two options. Option 1. Set the previously filled-in product to 0 and switch to a replacement product. Or option number, adjust the quantity of the current product after checking the stock level. When the work order is completed, the defined process in the work order is automatically implemented in the software. This means, for example, that racking, splitting and blending are processed, and the analysis measurements and the addition of treatment agents to the batches are documented.